Do this thing. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Men of the Metaverse podcast. I'm Beach Dad Brandon. You already know that. I'm here with Lewis from My Life, My Money Media. Lewis, we're doing a lot of streaming. We're doing a lot of live streaming lately. So, do you think it's a good idea? You think it's going to work? And I don't know if you saw the title because I want to throw that up there.
Two dope boys in the metaverse
Right,
with the wrong time on it.
Because
I saw
it. Because we were going to go with that title, but we felt like we're not boys and we're men, so we decided to name it Men of the Metaverse instead of going with boys, even though we liked how that sound, because that is a good thing, and we don't want to push that out there like boys and immaturity and that kind of thing. We want to say like, look, this is the future. We're talking about changes that's going on in the world digitally.
And what kind of dope you talking about?
Exactly. There you go.
It could be two things to me.
Right. So you got to be careful with your words. But what you want to talk about today? I just want to ask you about that. But what do you want to talk about today?
Man, we could talk about how Trump need to finish that wall. That's what we gonna talk about. Now, that's my opinion. That's my life, my money. Gotcha. Over here, I believe in what I believe in, Brandon. Hold on. Let me get this thing booted up. Let me get booted to suit it. What I believe in. Oh, I know what I believe in. I believe in a person should have a free mind. So just because you're on the left, just because you're on the right, or anything off the damn bird, you can think like you want to think and like things for different ways.
But that's a problem. People don't want you to do that, especially if you're aligning with somebody that they don't like. And, the media told us not to like Trump and not to vote Trump. And if you're voting for Trump, Lewis is not black, according to Joe Biden. So should we listen to Biden? No, you should make up your own mind, go over the information, look into what's going on in your area for as far as politics go and people running for office, before you just jump out there thinking you want to be Democrat or Republican. Like, don't just get in your emotions when you see stuff like finish the wall or, like those kind of things. But go ahead. What do you want to say about the wall and why?
Now, a commercial will come up. We go watch a video, but apparently some folks from South Carolina, Brandon, you familiar with South Carolina, ain't you?
Yeah, that's our home state.
Somebody wanted some cosmetic stuff.
BBL.
And the people got racial profile wearing them dreadlocks. Or Brandon got. I told you about them dreadlocks, Brandon. The Mexicans thought those were Haitian guys. So the dreadlocks, they didn't know the difference.
Right.
And that's all they want. They said Morios come over here with dreadlocks. Morio is a racist term they call black
I never
people.
heard of that.
Morios come over here with dreadlocks. That's who we want. They try to do some opinion. And let's see what happened in this video.
Go ahead.
Did you hear?
Oh, Lord, yeah.
Now, this is a few miles from America, people.
And that's the black guy right there? Were there people from South Carolina in the back of that truck?
No, the two of the black guys dead on the ground. That's that's the woman. Where you see the juices coming from. When they ain't no Gatorade.
They ain't leaking coolant. Hey.
Now, I'm going to pause it, Brandon. I'm going to show you something. Do these people look like they are rushing?
What do you mean rushing?
I mean, they just got out the car.
Oh, yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. Are they in haste? Or are they just like, okay, let's just get it done?
Yeah,
they chilling?
That's regular stuff. Mm-hmm.
So why should any American citizen go over there to Mexico? We already know all the drugs in America is you saw the movie Breaking Bad, ain't it?
What, a TV show? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Everybody ain't doing them drugs in the house like that. They got mass production.
Right.
Just like in Breaking Bad. They got mass production coming across that border, fentanyl.
All day, every day. Not all day, but every day.
Every single day. Fentanyl, cheap old marijuana, heroin,
right,
cocaine, and all this other stuff coming right across that border. That's why you need to build a wall. And so why are you coming over there 2 miles from America to try to get a damn tummy tuck? And look
so
what
you can
happened.
save $2,000. You want to, and you wanted to be looking lopsided a little bit.
Brandon, I don't want to make too much joke because they may say I'm an asshole. So,
right. But I mean, what's wrong with speaking your mind and looking out? Like you say, Mexico is a dangerous place. Crossing that border, they're on high alert all the time because there's people being trafficked across the border. It's drugs coming across the border. So you want to put yourself at risk. And not only that, you putting yourself at risk with the surgery. So is it really worth it?
And kidnapping is a thing in Mexico too.
Yeah, it's a thing here. So you can go to Miami or Atlanta and be in danger. What do you think gonna happen when you go to Mexico? When you want to have fun, you want to get a surgery. You don't think people are preying on Americans so they can traffic them, so they can take advantage of them? Because they look at us as stupid. We have money. They're gonna take the money from them because they're in survival mode.
Then how can you survive when you make it billions of dollars a year off pain and suffering? You surviving?
It's a lot of Mexican people are just trying to survive and they want to come to America. So when they see us,
put that wall up. Like Trump said, need to finish that wall. America is busted at the seams with people.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, it's not enough jobs to go around for citizens.
Right.
So why do we need more people coming over here?
But Joe Biden said he want to bring more immigrants over here so we can have more people over here working for less money. Isn't that what they want?
We have enough people to pick the blue crab in Maryland. We have enough people to pick the watermelons in Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
We have enough people to pick the apples in Michigan. And we have enough people to pick the oranges in California.
But do we have people we can pay them less and they'll still do the job?
Now, no, you cannot. See, here's the thing with when those people come over, like it's like a myth. You know, you heard the right and the left, right?
Yeah.
But actually, besides Trump, both included Trump. No. Trump
kind of, but no, not really.
You got to be for Ukraine for Trump to hire you. So you got to be Eastern Europe. So if you're Eastern Europe, here have you. But where everybody else, they get these people come out over here to keep the wages down low.
Mm-hmm.
So the big people who's running these businesses like Beach Dad, they can make all this money because the wages are set low.
Right.
And people can't move up. You make more money off poor people than you do rich people.
Right. So are they gonna what's the budget for the wall? Because I remember when Trump was in office, he was talking about it. Is it something that can really actually happen? Because we do have a problem with people coming in illegally. We have a problem with drugs coming in illegally, but people aren't really doing anything about it.
It really can't happen because Congress has to sign off. When this is my recollections off the top, somebody could be in the comments being a butthole because I may get this wrong. During Trump years, he was taking some funds from the military and or other organizations and funnel it towards the wall.
Gotcha.
But we need one. We need one. We need a wall at the south. We need a wall at the north. And also we need fences in the ocean because people fly over here. I tell you right quick, a lot of Asian people, Chinese people, they fly over here pregnant to get so they kid can have dual
be like an anchor, be anchored into the country in a way.
Now they don't want to be anchored. They want to be both. Just like your
okay, go ahead. I didn't think about that.
Just like your CEO from the Brooklyn Nets. Ain't he both?
Or the Russian guy?
No, the real CEO for the Brooklyn Nets.
Who was that? Not Jay-Z. We talking about?
No. It's a half guy from Hong Kong and a half guy from Canada. You see how that works?
Yeah.
So he can play whichever fits that best meets him.
Right. And I know they were talking about some African countries doing dual citizenship. Would you ever want to do something like that in another country?
What you mean African countries do it? No, when people go to another country, they said, no, I want to be 100% American. I don't want nothing to know with him. Our friend, he could have got dual citizenship. He said, nah.
Who?
Our friend.
He was trying to do that.
E-Dub. We was
That's
picking
what I'm
on him in
saying.
high school.
Uh-huh.
He was like, "No, I'm full U.S. citizen. I ain't half over
Right, I
there."
get what you're saying. Yeah.
So ain't no American want to downgrade. You
So
want to upgrade.
but that's not a flex. You can say I have a citizenship in another country. I can go home and be over there, and it's still home. I can come over here. No.
Now, only Asians people, they do it to be procedure. What you call it? Planet. They plant. That's Asian.
It's just part of what they do to succeed, I guess. They anchor over here. They have ties back home, so they can do business back home and here. Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yes, they got it all planned out, and that's how they trick you. You think if racism wasn't real, why did every Asian person born in America got a white first name, but the black name, but the last name be Asian? Tell me that.
Right.
John Chin, Lisa Wu.
And we're laughing, but that's something that happens. I mean, like I say, I work around some Asian people that are in the store, but I bet you if I ask their name, they'll tell me an American name, even if they can't really speak a lot of English. Like they know how to, now we're not gonna say assimilate, but they have to blend in with society to be accepted, to succeed and excel. That's part of it.
I ain't gonna say nothing else on the matter, Brandon.
Or discipline any of the officers involved.
Can you hear that?
Yeah, I can.
All right, Brandon, you want to go to the next story?
Yeah, go ahead.
Now, you remember a couple of weeks ago, a couple of weeks ago,
yeah,
we did a story on this young lady, Megan Hall.
Mm-hmm.
And Megan Hall was doing some
all kind of things.
Not her, excuse me. The whole department was doing a lot of things.
Right.
But it's turned out this young lady is suing the police department, Brandon.
Mm-hmm.
She said, let's just hear her words.
The report also determined that the chief obstructed the initial investigation.
Megan Hall was 24 years old when she was hired as an officer here at the Laverne Police Department 2 years ago. Her plan was to have a career in law enforcement. She now knows that dream is likely over.
I remember while interviewing for the position at Laverne Police Department.
Pause it real quick. Can you pause it real quick?
The environment as
and you know what people like to do when they try to play the victim? They get glasses. They try to get real presentable and get real serious. But go ahead.
You saw the shoulder blades on the stage
on the jacket, right? But go ahead.
Yeah,
just a family.
You saw the color of the hair. You see that too? I see that too. Now,
right. Her lawyer told
However,
her to do that.
While I was aspiring to protect my community, the Laverne Police Department was not protecting me.
By now, most of the country knows what happened. Hall, 4 other officers, and the police chief were fired last month. This after 2 separate investigations found that Hall engaged in sexual activity and/or shared intimate photos and videos with several male officers. The chief and 2 sergeants were among those implicated. Now Hall and her attorney, Wesley Clark, are suing those 3 supervisors and the city in federal court for civil rights violations.
Megan wasn't looked at like a rookie cop to be trained and promoted. She was looked at as a piece of meat to be sexualized and exploited.
Since the story broke, Hall, the lone female officer fired and only woman on the second shift, became a target nationwide for sexual jokes and taunting.
I received harassing and threatening messages on my phone daily. I felt like I had been terrorized.
And yes, now she is suing. No criminal charges have been filed in the case. Hall knows there are those who will say she was a consenting adult who willingly participated in sexual antics in violation of police department policy, and that now she wants to blame others, including one sergeant who targeted her early on.
I know what most people are saying. You could have said no. I get it. But my response to them is that I did say no, and he wouldn't take it for an answer.
So Brandon, that big man, he was like,
"You gotta, man,
big black man." He said, "You gotta give me that cat. Give me that cat now. Hold on, I'll go get back to this one. Right, give me that cat. I ain't taking a no for that."
Right.
And he up there making
or discipline any of the officers involved.
Okay, wait, hold on.
The
Public of sex on the job put her alone center stage and do not tell the whole story.
They isolated me, they shunned me, they accused me, and they blamed me for becoming a victim.
Hall suffered from depression to the point of considering, and at one point was hospitalized. She felt trapped.
My supervisors worked together to take advantage of my vulnerabilities and my mental health. And they used it for their gain and sexual pleasure.
And that included the police chief, Chip Davis. The independent
keep
investigation
showing him like
found he
that.
was aware of what was going on and even received
We say, Brandon?
I said they keep showing him, and like I said, do you think if all these people were white, the men were white, it would be the same kind of thing?
It'll be the same thing, but here's the thing, Brandon. Arnie, this is where you can learn. If you're in a position of any kind of power or supervision, if anything funky comes to you, says something to you, or email or anything, you have to take action.
Right.
And I believe in this case, this woman, she may settle. Something came across his desk, or a photo of some decadent pictures could have
Right.
came across his desk, and he didn't take no action. But let's.
Oh, he took some action.
intimate photos and videos of Hall.
Who do you even turn to when the chief of police is sexually harassing you? How could I get justice when the entire system, including the chief, not only condoned such behavior, but participated in it? I was lost and I felt alone. I had no one to turn to, and I had nowhere to go.
Hall now realizes her career in law enforcement is likely over, and she knows those ugly memes on social media will remain forever. Her reputation sullied.
No woman should ever have to endure this type of. What happened to me during my employment at Laverne's police department, it should never happen to anyone.
Hall now hopes to put what happened to her here at the Laverne PD behind her. She is married and says she has a strong family support system, and says that it was her faith that helped carry her through the turmoil.
The face.
This woman just went
Right,
around
the
popping.
face.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, Brandon, Brandon, I think me and you both know this.
Mhm.
And every black person over the age of 30 know this.
Okay. I'm
If a
listening.
white woman said a black guy done anything to her,
Right.
she knows, and society knows, no matter what, she has the power to correct things.
Okay.
She could have picked up the phone when she
Easily.
lived at.
Easily.
Don't watch this. And just call 911 and say the police chief touched me. That's
Right.
all she has
That's
to
it. That's
say.
it. And
the
everybody
whole
come
thing
running
be shut
and
down.
fake cry if she want to. She might not even need to cry, but Louis, let me ask you this before you start. But wait, hold on. But isn't the police perfect? Don't they always do what they're supposed to do?
The police is perfect. And I always back the blue, Brandon.
right. Right.
Yeah. Nah, the police is look
They're
at this.
humans.
And she said she was suffering. I didn't put it on here, but she said she was suffering from mental illness while this was going on. Why she was still in duty if she wasn't
right. Right, because it's not like they did this on the off time. This was on the clock. So-
No, wrong, Brandon. This was on off time, off the clock, in the bathroom,
right.
in the jacuzzi. She jumping on couches, kissing people, telling, "Come on, join in."
Right. And somebody's wife too, right? I think that's what she
Threesomes, giving blowjobs, and actually bragging about how big one guy manhood was.
Right. And that's what I was about to say. They're going to have the text messages and the real story is going to, I mean, we already know the real story, but this is not going to work. And even if it does, guess who's going to have to pay for it? The taxpayer is going to have to pay for it.
Well, they need to, because she was terrorized, Brandon.
Right.
Those 5, 6, 7 officers treat her like R. Kelly and trapped her in the closet. She was
Right,
being sexually groomed.
Right. And it wasn't nothing she could do about it. Even though she was a trained officer, has trained and has a gun, you know, she could have shot him if she felt that way and then been like, look, I was in fear for my
She could.
Right. A trained officer now. But we had her on the streets helping citizens, protecting and serving. Meanwhile, she's battling mental illness, and because I guess she was a sex slave during her shift sometime.
She said, now, here's what they go get them coughed up too. Guys, listen, because some guys act like teenagers. I think the officers was like bragging or saying, hey, I done this with her. Hey, check this pictures out. And do that action. She said they was colluding. They was all working together against her. Right. So she may have a side or case there. But here's the thing. She was doing the exact same thing on their side.
Right.
She said they took advantage of my poor mental state and my vulnerable as she navigated a troubled marriage.
Right.
Now, during the initial interviews, she was saying she was in an open marriage.
Right. She said that. I heard that.
So everything was cool.
Until the story got out, and she felt embarrassed.
She encouraged off-hour sex acts with different members.
Right.
Also, this kind of tells you too, Brandon. She was on there for 2 years. She crashed 3 damn police cars, Brandon.
Does she look like she can drive? She look like
no, don't you say that. and I think she was getting in trouble for that. Crashing too many cars. You got on the job every 8 months. You crash in a car.
Right. Right.
She was bragging about a guy peanut size.
Does that sound like a victim?
I don't know. I don't know. Hey, and here's the thing, Megan Thee Stallion. She lied a couple of times during the investigation. So is she lying now?
We don't know.
When she was saying the truth back then.
Right.
They said in December, her and one of her flames was coming together to get the story straight to lie to the people doing the investigation. So was he had a gun to her head doing that?
Mm-mm.
But all I'm saying, Brandon, this Me Too movement
and stuff like this hurts women. For sure.
It's going a little too far.
Right. And people were talking about this story. They're not going to be really talking about the lawsuit because everybody knows it's kind of, BS. So they don't want to give it too much attention and it'll kind of blow
or discipline
over.
Any of the officers involved.
It ain't going to be BS if this gentleman.
Oh, he's gone. He may do some jail time.
I think him. There was leads and messing with her. She gonna get some money for that.
Yeah.
And you want me to tell you how this thing works, Brandon?
Tell me how.
Because I experienced this before. Now, this is what the lawyer told me. The lawyer said, okay. Now I just go put a fake number out there, okay?
Okay, go ahead.
We go sue. We want 40,000.
Mm-hmm.
So we go sue for 100,000.
Right.
You got a 40% chance, only a 20% chance of winning the case.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody want to go to court because it's always that's possibility you may.
It's expensive too.
Yes, but it's still a possibility you may win your case.
Right.
So what we like to do is, since it's a 40% chance or 20% chance of winning, we want to settle for 20% of our total.
Exactly. And they'll be happy. You'll be happy for that with that. So because that's your risk. That's what's at the table. And that's how they settle, man. I didn't know that, Brandon. Yeah. And just think, like, now she can say, well, my career in law enforcement is ruined because the chief of police or whoever was in charge did all this to me. So, I'm gonna need my money. So she may be getting a couple million for what happened to her, and she's a victim now.
She go, watch this. You get your money 2 ways in this type of case. People list up. Brandon lists up too. You get punitive damage and you get your back pay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I see.
Or missing pay.
Yeah, from
now
work.
Your punitive damage tax free.
Right.
All that's tax free.
Punitive damage is like a lump sum too, isn't it? Usually, is that the one that's
both of them be lump sums.
Oh, okay.
but one is taxed, the other one ain't taxed. So your back pay, just say this thing gets settled 2 years from now.
Mm-hmm.
That means, and she wins, it's a chance they owe her 2 years of salary.
Mm.
And she had to pay taxes on that, but
Right, but still,
but the punitive damage, that's where you get your big money.
right. And then she can say, look, they've been bullying me on social media. I can't even go outside without somebody recognizing me from the story.
She said that she went to the hospital, think about knocking herself off. They cut that out, but knocking herself off. So she done all the right things. That little sneaky lawyer she got.
Right, and that's it. And that's the thing. And he know what he doing too.
You're right. This is a bad case, Brandon.
Yeah.
This is a bad case.
But you got to remember, as a man, and if you're in charge, it may seem like it's consensual, but that consent can get snatched back at any minute. so you got to remember that. And it's you against whoever it is. So you got to make sure, like, it sounds fun, and everybody in the apartment, we got a little thing going on, but it's always fun till it ain't for somebody, and then what you gonna do?
Well, let's give some rules that these guys should have known.
And what's that?
Never have sex with never had sex with people you work with.
Okay.
If you in a leadership position, never come off like you hitting on a person or in a relationship with people.
Right.
Second, never put your dick behind somebody else, because you know everybody was doing it. Then you go get you a piece. And also, a blowjob at work may be hard to turn down, but you got to.
you got to.
You know, that may be a little hard, but you got to do it.
Right. You got to be like, look, we can do this after I get off work. Like I say, it's because. Go ahead.
And here's another thing. Just because you having sex with a person don't mean that person likes you or for you or got your best interest.
That's correct. It could be a setup. And look now what we got.
Yeah.
So she was down for it all. Now you've ruined your career. And this, when people see your picture, this is what they're gonna think about. Or when they see you at the mall, that's what they're gonna think about.
This guy go pull up to a job. Well, you can't see. Hold on. Let's see guys show it. Guy go pull up to a job right here, bro. Type your name in Google.
Right.
They got you.
Right. But before we pulling up on 30 minutes, before we go, I want to do one more thing. We're going to talk about this. Oh, let me share it. Dang. This is your boy. You know, we got to talk about your boy.
Oh, who is this? I should talk more about John Morant. Damn, tell me he hurt again.
No, he ain't.
Oh, okay.
But he's been playing better. So how do you?
Okay, I'll let the finish the statement.
So how do you feel about it? Because LeBron hasn't been playing, but he's been stepping up. They beat the Warriors. You know, he had 39 points. Trying to see if I can pull up his numbers from this game.
39 points, 19 rebounds or something.
Yeah.
12
so
rebounds.
Is AD back? Is he Mr. Glass? Is he what do you call him? Street clothes?
They call Wilt Chamberlain now. AD last time AD was back, he was eating Creole food in New Orleans playing for the Pelicans. Nah, he ain't back.
He's not back. But why? So how can he do this sometimes, and then other games he's disappear? Is he scared to play this way with LeBron? Like what is it? I know we showed it. Remember that video you showed me in college?
All right. Anthony Davis is what you call sawdust in the transmission, like we talked about, Brandon. So some games you put the sawdust in the transmission, he's ready to roll. He's the best top 5 player. Then once that sawdust wear out, the next day, motherfucker he be slipping.
Right.
He be
And it's,
slipping.
it's funny because we watched Matilda last night and Danny DeVito was in it. He was a car salesman. He was like, yeah, you put the sawdust in the in the transmission so it sounds like it's running smooth. You don't hear all that other stuff, but a week later it's gonna blow. I was like, me and Lewis just talked about that. Yeah, I never even heard of that.
For real?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
watching
for
the
real.
movie every time I put the sawdust in it.
I
You
was
can't
like,
do that
yeah,
with
no.
new cars because they'll mess them up. They made different.
Right.
But yeah, Anthony Davis is not back. They probably got 18 games, 19 games left.
Yeah. So will the Lakers make the playoffs? Because I'm not sure if because they were trying to get in the playoffs.
No, they ain't gonna make it, man. I hope I root for I want the Lakers to win.
Yeah, me too.
You know,
right now, look at it. They 11th in the playoff.
Click on it. You got the.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, can you see it?
No.
Okay, let's see. Make it bigger. So what is it showing?
Oh, okay, and a blessing just happened for the people in the West. John Morant, he out for the season. That was a blessing to those people. People were actually celebrating.
Right, because they do want to make the playoffs. So look, Memphis is number 2.
That's what I'm saying.
That's crazy.
Oh, here's a guy.
Lakers.
Let me say something before we go, guys. If you on a team and your team is trying to accomplish something as a team, do not mess up like the Memphis Grizzlies superstar John Morant.
Right.
They worked all those games. They got 200 people working for the same goal, and you showing that little bitty old pistol.
And like I didn't realize they were this good. They number 2 in the West. I ain't realized they were that good. They'll get beat in the playoffs, but still, that's pretty good.
It was a chance they could have won the championship last year.
Yeah, because who beat them? The Warriors. I think the Warriors beat them in the playoffs last year.
Yeah, but Durant got hurt 2 games, 2 or 3 games.
Morant, yeah, okay, I got you. Well, like I said, you sinking your own franchise. But we'll wrap it up. We'll wrap it up here. We ain't gonna do too much longer. I just want to put that, but man, so Anthony Davis is not back. He's still
in 3 games. In 3 games, he either gonna be hurt or he will score 15 points. So and LeBron James, I got my foot been hurt for 2 years now. I know what he going through. Yeah. And people, let me tell you something about foot before we go. If your foot start hurting, it's gonna work its way up all the way. We talked about this before. It's gonna work your way all the way up, and it's gonna wear out other stuff quicker.
Yeah.
So if you don't get that foot right, your other foot say I gotta work twice as or 30%
all
more.
Balance. It's just not right. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you go wear that foot out, then wear your knee out, then wear your back out. So LeBron, I tell him,
right, but he's just not gonna be. Yeah, he's just not gonna be what he was.
Father time to snap his fingers for 2 years.
Right.
And that was it.
Right, because he's been hurt a lot last couple seasons, and he's still great, but them injuries. He used to be invincible. Now you can kind of see him taking some time off, trying to heal and get back out there. So.
Well, that's the nature of the game. It's ain't the 80s, ain't the 90s. They pussies now. So,
but all right, Lewis.
All right,
thank you guys for watching. Oh, go ahead.
You want to do on Friday? Anything else this week?
Yeah, you talking about the show wise? Yeah, we may try to do another show because, like I said, it's not bad, and we'll definitely do one Sunday. But we'll see how the numbers look for these shows and the response. But we'll see. We may take a day off.
Goddamn day off. Okay, we'll see what's going on.
Okay. But thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe, share our videos, all that kind of stuff. Follow us on social media. We'll be putting up some more videos. I saw you put some up today, so I need to check those out. But all right, Lewis, you take care too. We sign.